out here with the Caprice. Just got done changing these damn brake pads. But what I thought I'm going to do now, while I got the jack under here, it'd be a good time for it. I'm going to show you guys how to measure the front suspension travel for any street car, NOPREP car, drag car, any type of car like that. At least this is how I do it, and it works for me. I'm not saying it's right, but it's what I do and it works. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Alright, so when you're doing this, you need to have a couple things. Number one, a flat surface. You get your jack, get under this front cross member here, and right now it's sitting at static ride height. So this is exactly where it sits without the jack under it, just under normal conditions. This is where the car sits. So you want to get that snugged up there, and get your thing tight, and get it all ready. This is how we're going to do this. Besides that, you're going to need a piece of paper, a marker, some tape, and a tape measure. Got this. We're going to write our measurements on. Got our tape. So first, we're going to get a piece of tape off, like this. Hold on a second. We're going to get this piece of tape. We're going to put this right here. Right in the center of the rim. Alright, so we got our piece of tape right there in the center of the rim cap. We're going to get one more piece of tape. Sorry, this isn't the easiest thing to do one-handed. Alright. Second piece of tape. We're going to put this right here. Put this right here on the fender. See? One. Alright. Now what we're going to do is get a marker. Take this, make a line. See a line right there? Alright. Come down here to this one, and we're going to make a line. Oh, that was kind of crooked. That's alright though. So, see, two pieces of tape, line, line. We got our jack under, flat surface. Alright. So, now, what we're going to do is take our tape measure. Take our tape measure here. I'm going to measure the distance in between these two lines. This is at static ride height. This is where the car sits naturally. So we're going to measure this distance and we're going to write this down. So I'm going to do that real quick. We'll come back. Got a tape measure here. We're going to get this lined up right on the mark. And I just did it with the camera off. But basically, you can see we're pretty much 18 1/4. Alright, so we got that measurement. Take this, come over here and write this down. 18 1/4. That's static. Alright, so now, what you want to do, you got them things that lined up. Come under here, a cardboard sign. Set that shit. Alright. Alright, so we got our first measurement done here. So we got the jack sitting at static ride height right here. It's just snugged up to the front cross member. What I'm going to do is jack it up till right when this tire comes and starts towing in, barely. And then we're going to stop it and we're going to measure again. Alright, right there. Alright. So that's just where the tire started to tow. So that's going to be our maximum travel. Now, let's come back here at the tape measure. We're going to measure this distance again from these two lines. Get this tape measure out. tape measure on it, line it up the same spot we had it. We're sitting 20 right on the dot. I just measured it with, obviously without holding the camera, and it's right at 20 at the dot. So basically, when you come back, you're gonna write this down. 20. So this is our full suspended travel, would be 20 inches. Our static ride height is 18 1/4. So it means down 2 3 4ths. That is the total front end travel on this car. And that is how I measure front end travel for these street cars, drag cars, no prep cars, any of them. That might not be right. You guys might have a different way of doing it. It's better. And if you do, let me know. Put it in the comments, whatever it is. This is how I do it. Boom, boom. So you take your static ride height and you take your full travel ride height. Subtract the two. Boom. There you go. Not no damn math wizard, but easy enough. And that's how you do it. And then you come back, take your tape back off. Boom. Boom. And now you know what your front end travel is. So we're gonna get this thing off the jack, set back down. It's got new brakes on it now. All good to go. Flush the system out. 2 of the big jugs of the new brake fluid went through it with the bleeder, so everything should be good with that now. We can get ready. You'll take this thing out and make some more hits on it soon. Alright, so we just got done measuring that front suspension travel. I want to talk a little bit about what exactly that is and why it's important, and also what the measurement means. So first off, let's just say the method I use, like I said, you might not think it's right. It might be wrong, but it works for me, and I know other guys that do that, and that's how I was taught to do it. So that I know for sure works on street cars, no prep cars, and drag cars. Pretty much a surefire way to get your front suspension travel and get the measurements down so you have an idea where you're at. Like I said, a lot of you probably are going to say that's not the right way to do it. It's a redneck way to do it, I'll say that, but it works. But basically, like I said, let's get into this part of it first. What exactly is the importance of front suspension travel? Maybe for some of you that don't know, people that are into racing, obviously you know what it is. So the importance of it is weight transfer will be the simplest way, and how the weight transfers. So when you come off the starting line and you hit and you got your car like this, when your nose takes off and you go, so that would be your front suspension travel, when that car lifts up in the front like this. You know, and you might be wondering, like, well, like mine came up at what, 2 3/4, I think, inch. Yep. So you might wonder, is that a good number? And honestly, to do what I want to do, no, it's not a good number. But the car has stock front suspension all the way around. It has 9C1 shocks and springs. That's the only difference, and that's not really helping this cause at all. So is it a good number? No. Not to do what I want to do, but it might be a good number for you. There's no way to tell that, because it's not one of them things like where there's just a magic number that works for everyone. It all comes down to what your combo is, how much, you know, what your car weighs, where's the weight at, everything. I mean, there's no magic number for this. You have to figure yours out and go out and start tuning to see what works for you. And it's not, even when you figure out a number, that might not stay the same. You know, different surfaces take different things, and especially if you have a nice set of shocks up front, like some Viking double adjustables or something like that that you can actually work with. You know, when you go out, you're going to have to figure out exactly what it likes on different surfaces and what it can and can't take. So there's not a number that is right for everyone. All you do is you measure it, and then you have something to work with. And then when you go out and you test and you maybe video it, then you watch your suspension travel, you can figure out if you like what it's doing or not. And then you can make adjustments from there. So it's not there's no number that's perfect for everybody. You got to go test and you got to go figure your shit out. But I'm showing you a pretty easy way that anyone can do if you can read a tape measure to get a good baseline of where to start at on this. And like I said, you're not going to know until you go out and test on your combination in your car what exactly it likes or doesn't. And that's pretty much the simplest way to put it here, guys. You know, if you have a different or a better way to do the shit than I'm doing it, let me know, because I'm open to ideas that are better. This is the way I was taught, and it works for me. So I just wanted to show you how I do that. I thought it'd be a good time. I just got done changing them brakes, and I thought it was a good idea to do it now, because I wanted to get the measurement myself. And yeah, hopefully we can get some better shocks up front there and get some more travel in them things. I need to get new control arms for the uppers, probably the lowers too, but something that doesn't have the stop so low down. I want to get maybe some tubular arms where the bump stop is a little maybe higher or further back. One of the two would work, either one, so it's not getting stopped up, and maybe gain some travel up in the front and lose some weight. That would be helpful. That car's pretty bulky up front, so anything to lose some weight up there would be a good thing. But going forward here, yeah, we got the car back on the road now. Brakes are done. Everything's good with that. And hopefully the next few days we'll be out here making some hits again. Let's see. I'm looking for some action.